Good day, subscribers, new YouTube viewers, and friends. It's me, Ranch, and today I'm going to showcase my Legacy Aggro Sliver deck. And as you may notice, I have my Mana Source playmat. Apologize for the angle, I don't have a huge tripod or an arm, so this is what you're going to see for the time being until I can afford something decent. And we all know how much Wedge from the Mana Source loves slivers, so I figured, hey, I'll wait for my Sliver playmat to show, wait for my Mana Source playmat to showcase the Sliver deck. So, here we go. First card. Basically, I threw this in just in case one of the guys I'm playing with has Wrath of God, which they tend to always do. So, makes your slivers indestructible. Great stuff, can't be touched. I toyed and joked around putting in a playset of Sliver Legions because this is going to be your main win con. Once you get this thing out, you're untouchable for the most part. So, the color wheel for 7/7 and all slivers get +1/+1 for each other sliver that's on the battlefield. So amazing, amazing ability. Downside, the card's like 50 bucks. And now for the classics. Tempest Muscle Sliver. Run a playset of these. So 2 for 1/1. And then all slivers get +1/+1. The Future Sight equivalent. Sign Your Sliver. Same ability. All slivers get +1/+1. It's a 1/1 for 2. And the renamed Muscle Sliver from M14, Predatory Sliver. Same ability. Only downside, they made the slivers look more humanoid. Hate that. Very disappointing. Now for some of the toolbox stuff. Everyone's favorite, and especially mine, the Crystalline Sliver. All slivers gain Shroud. Well, here it says can't be the targets of spells or abilities, which is amazing. 2/2 for 2. Very, very good. I was toying with the idea of putting in a playset of the next one, the Heart Sliver from Tempest. Slivers basically have haste, so they're unaffected by summoning 6. So it's a 1/1 for 2. I toyed with getting a playset, but I figured, 2 does just as well. The goal is to get your slivers pumped up as quick as you can, not necessarily to just make them attack. And then Striking Sliver from M14. Slivers have first strike, 1/1 for 1. And a pair of Leeching Slivers. 1/1 for 2, so whenever a sliver attacks, defending player loses 1 life, which is great, especially if your slivers are already pumped up. And now for some lifelink, just in case. Pair of Siphon Slivers. So it's a 2/2 for 3. And they have lifelink, so whenever a sliver deals damage, you gain that much life. Another common addition is the Crypt Sliver. Lots of decks will run 4 of these, so tap to regenerate target sliver. Great ability. And now for the greatness, Gale Rider Sliver. 1/1 for 1, all slivers get flying. Amazing. That'll really save you at the early game. Necrotic Sliver. This is fantastic, especially for like combo decks and stuff like that. All slivers have 3, sack the creature, and you can destroy target permanent. So bye-bye to your lands, bye-bye to your planeswalkers. I run 1, but then again, you can have a bunch in the sideboard, swap them out depending on what you're playing against. Very good card. And now for some ramp. Mana Weft. Sliver creatures you control, tap at 1 mana of any color to your mana pool. 1/1 for 2. Very good. And now, Swan Song. Basically, this will save you if they're using stuff like Remand or Blood Moon, that type of stuff. Even Spell Snare, because a lot of your creatures' spells are 2 casting cost. So, you know what? Yeah, I'll counter it, but enjoy your 2/2 bird. I'll get rid of that soon. And now for the backbone of this deck. The Glorious Aether Vial. So 1 casting cost artifact, and at the beginning of your upkeep you put a charge counter on it, and then you can put a creature card with a converted mana cost equal to the number of counters on it into play. This will help you get those pump slivers out amazingly fast when you need them. Great, great stuff. And now, for the land base. I run 4 Sliver Hives, because obviously add 1 mana of any color to no cost for Slivers. F&M promos a playset of the Ancient Ziggurat, so 1 color of any mana for creature spells. The beautiful Cavern of Souls, so when it enters you can choose a creature type, and then plus you tap to add 1 colorless, or tap to add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool, and you can spend it to cast those creatures, and cannot be countered. Amazing ability. That's why that card is so friggin' expensive. Reflecting Pool, another cheap alternative for mana. Tap to add 1 mana of any color that a land you control can produce, so I've run a playset of those because they're inexpensive. And then a pair of Mana Confluence, just in case. You could also run City of Brass, but that's neither here nor there. Now, there are countless sideboard options. Like, if you can't afford some of those lands, you can run basics and then just get some Chromatic Lanterns. So basically, lands you control have tap to add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool for 3, and then this can also tap for 1 color, 1 of any color. And as well, if you need more ramp, Lotus Petal for 0 casting cost, tap and sack it, 1 color of any, 1 color of any mana. Great friggin' card. And for slightly more ramp, if you would like, Door of Destinies. So enter the battlefield, choose a creature type, Slivers. Whenever you cast a spell of the chosen type, put a charge counter on it, and then creatures you control get a +1/+1 for each counter on the Door of Destinies. Very fun. And obviously, you know there are boatloads of different type of Sliver spells. So like Sliver Overlord, Brood, there's my extra necrotic Root. So, can't be countered. Sliver spells can't be countered, but that's why you have the Cavern of Souls. Talon for strike. Gain flying, it's the more expensive one. Synchronous is very good. Vigilance, so they don't tap. Trample, very good, so in case you're playing against some weenie decks or token decks. Reflex Sliver, haste, again. Tap to regenerate target Sliver for the Poultice. Dormant Sliver, very common. This creature, which creature comes into play, draw a card. Cautery. Sacrifice a creature, deals 1 damage. Not very common in very many decks, but Frenzied Sliver is. Same with the Dark Heart. Sacrifice it to gain 3 life. So, like, same with Spitting. Also, like, there are millions of combinations you can do with these cards. It just depends what you want to do with them. Alright, well, I hope this was informative to you guys. It's not a cheap deck to build, but it's not overly expensive with some of the other, like, Sliver decks, like the ones that run Force of Will and all this stuff, and the dual lands for counters, and it's really frustrating. But anyway, Slivers are super fun. I recommend them. Hope you like this video, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Hopefully bring you some more cool stuff real soon.